Stop! Police, don't move! Dispatch, suspect's a large black animal moving east through the...
Police body cams didn't capture crimes. They captured something else, something watching back, breathing, waiting, closer than realized.
These 30 clips were never meant for you to see. Raw panic, shaking breaths, radios screaming as officers face things without names. Hallways twist, cars stop breathing, faces smile wrong, bodies move against physics. Every frame feels censored by fear. Every second asks the same question. Why was this hidden? Watch closely and you'll feel it. The moment authority breaks, training fails, and reality peels open. This is not horror, it's documentation, raw.
Before we begin, like, comment, and subscribe to Mystery Footage Uncovered now.
A patrol light sweeps across a fogged vehicle window and reveals a face pressed close from the inside. The smile is far too wide, stretching the skin into unnatural arcs. A warped grin locks into place. Thin shoulders twitch in pulse-like spasms. White eyes reflect back without blinking. Forensic specialists propose severe facial elongation combined with progressive jaw dislocation, possibly caused by parasitic neural control or extreme muscular tearing. The creature's posture resembles a broken mannequin, but its body vibrates with restrained energy. Audio captures a disturbing breathing pattern, mechanical wheezing layered with human gasps, suggesting two respiratory systems competing for control. It wasn't trying to escape the car, it was waiting. If it stays inside long enough, what happens when it decides to open the door itself? The footage detonates into chaos as a patrol officer approaches a stopped vehicle. Then a feline head violently bursts through the shattered window. Orange fragments explode outward like burning embers, swirling unnaturally around snapping jaws. Teeth vibrate in rapid spasms, caught on camera. Shredded debris lifts upward instead of falling. Amber eyes lock forward with predatory focus. Frame-by-frame review suggests abnormal cranial expansion and hyperactive jaw musculature, possibly caused by chemical overstimulation or parasitic neural hijacking. The creature's motion mirrors cheetah-level acceleration, yet the surrounding particulate matter behaves unlike debris, hovering, rotating, almost suspended as if magnetized by heat or electrical discharge. Officers report a sudden temperature spike near the vehicle. This was not a strike. It was an uncontrolled release of force. If it can generate that much kinetic energy inside a confined car, what happens when it has open terrain to reach full speed? Bodycam footage shakes violently as officers sprint through a narrow corridor, chasing a massive gray-bodied entity whose arms swing low like weighted clubs. Fluorescent lights flicker, warping its silhouette as it runs. A hulking torso lurches forward, caught on camera. Elongated legs hammer tile in thunderous rhythm. White eyes glance back without slowing. Biomechanical analysis suggests extreme muscular hypertrophy fused with spinal deformation, creating a hunched structure heavy as a collapsed loading dock. Despite its bulk, the creature accelerates rapidly, limbs stretching and recoiling like an industrial crane pushed beyond safety limits. Its footfalls show no hesitation, no fatigue, only momentum. Officers fall behind within seconds. No one fires, no one speaks. If it outruns trained responders in a confined hallway, what chance exists once it reaches open ground? During a forced entry sweep of a condemned duplex, an officer's body cam catches something stepping out of a corner that shouldn't have held anything alive. The flashlight glances across exposed ribs wrapped in gray, paper-thin skin. A starved silhouette advances, caught on camera. Its chest convulses sharply in a single violent spasm. Flat white eyes lock directly onto the lens. Slow-motion review reveals extreme skeletal thinning paired with hyperextended limbs and joints, bending the wrong direction entirely. Analysts speculate advanced muscular degeneration or a viral condition that rewrote basic skeletal mechanics. Despite appearing fragile, the entity sways like a broken marionette before lunging with terrifying precision, as if it tracks vibration and movement rather than sound or light. If it doesn't need to hear you, how long was it standing there, already watching? Security feeds glitch just before glass explodes outward from an abandoned mall storefront. A massive, horned silhouette pushes through twisted metal as if it weighs nothing at all. A hulking torso rotates unnaturally, caught on camera. Two curved, horn-like structures tear upward through debris. Yellow eyes flare once, then fix on the lens. Structural analysis of the damage suggests extreme skeletal hypertrophy combined with keratin overgrowth, forming rigid horn structures and reinforced muscle mass. Despite its weight, comparable to industrial livestock, the creature moves with controlled balance, pivoting through double-jointed leg arcs resembling a mutated ungulate or bovine lineage. This thing didn't crash through the mall, it walked through it. If something this large can move unseen through public spaces, what decides when it finally reveals itself? Traffic cameras swivel automatically as something pale drags itself into the center of an empty roadway. Its limbs fold backward at impossible angles as it crawls across asphalt with jerking, deliberate intent. A cracked, elongated snout snaps upward. Arms hyperextend behind its body in frantic motion. Green reflective eyes dilate under streetlights. Technical review notes severe vertebral distortion paired with unstable neuromuscular firing, suggesting either late-stage degeneration or deliberate biological alteration. Beneath blotched, oily skin, bone plates visibly shift under stress. The creature appears to be collapsing as it moves, yet still manages sudden, lightning-fast lunges that defy its apparent instability. If this is what it looks like malfunctioning, what would it do if its body ever stabilized? A dropped phone records from the forest floor as a gray-skinned humanoid clamps elongated teeth into a hiker's shoulder and pulls him backward toward the tree line. A warped jaw snaps sideways, caught on camera. Clawed fingers dig in deeper, image blurring violently. Silver reflective eyes narrow with focus. Forensic review highlights severe asymmetry in the jaw hinge and shoulder girdle, possibly caused by accelerated evolutionary stress or exposure to neural-altering agents. Despite its emaciated appearance, the creature exerts explosive force, hunched like a crushed vehicle but striking with the power of a panicked buck. No vocalization, no warning. The audio captures only leaves shifting. If something this quiet can overpower an adult in seconds, how many disappearances never made a sound? The traffic stop begins normally, until the officer notices the woman behind the wheel hasn't blinked once. Rain streaks the window as her smile remains frozen, stretched too wide to feel natural. A rigid grin locks in place. Unblinking eyes stare through fogged glass. Pale reflections shimmer unnaturally. Body language experts note incomplete mimicry, slack muscle tone, misaligned joints, and facial expression held like a mask rather than animated emotion. The posture suggests something wearing a human form without fully understanding it. Comparisons to Skinwalker lore arise due to the blend of human appearance and predatory stillness. Heavy, lifeless, yet vibrating with tension beneath the surface. She never spoke, she just waited. If this was an early attempt at imitation, what happens when the next one gets it right? The footage shows an elderly woman leaning into a doorway, smiling warmly, too warmly. Her teeth are deeply yellowed, her expression locked in place as if preserved. A wrinkled face moves closer to the lens. Hollow cheeks twitch without warning. Amber eyes pulse faintly in the dark. Forensic review reveals abnormal bone rigidity beneath the skin, suggesting calcification far beyond natural aging. More disturbing are the eyes, reflective in a way associated with nocturnal predators, not humans. The exaggerated friendliness, paired with total stillness, points to neurological override or parasitic control of facial muscles, designed to appear harmless while concealing violent potential. Officers felt welcomed. Instinct told them to run. If it greets visitors with that smile, what face does it wear when no one is watching? A patrol flashlight sweeps roadside brush and stops dead. Pressed flat against the dirt is a long-haired, pitch-black figure gripping soil like roots anchoring into earth. A hunched silhouette shifts slowly, caught on camera. Hair parts, revealing glowing green eyes, limbs unfold far wider than anatomy allows. Biologists reviewing the footage suggest extreme vertebral overextension paired with abnormally elastic tendon tissue, possibly the result of chemical exposure or disrupted mammalian evolution deep within forest ecosystems. Despite its mass, comparable to a bison, the creature glides forward in total silence, joints flexing beyond natural limits as it crawls instead of walks. If it chooses the ground instead of standing, what's stopping it from climbing next? The footage opens in chaos as multiple hands struggle to restrain a massive, deformed head erupting from dark, wet sand. The jaw opens wider than any biological hinge should allow, stretching past anatomical logic. A rubbery snout bucks violently, caught on camera. Oversized teeth slam together in frantic bursts. White, rolling eyes vanish briefly into the skull. Structural analysis of the jaw reveals extreme mandibular overextension, fused gum ridges, and bone density inconsistent with terrestrial mammals. Some specialists suggest deep pressure evolution or prolonged chemical exposure that softened connective tissue while reinforcing bite force. The maw behaves like a broken bear trap powered by industrial hydraulics. Witnesses reported a stench of hot metal and advanced decay, as if the creature's internal systems were breaking down while it remained alive. If this is only the head that surfaced, what scale of body is still buried and waiting? A shaky flashlight sweeps across an open field and freezes. Sprinting low through tall grass is a skeletal, canine-shaped abomination, its bones clearly visible beneath stretched, leathery skin. A ribcage bends sideways mid-stride, caught on camera. Hind legs fold backward at impossible angles. Green reflective eyes flare once, then vanish. Frame-by-frame breakdown shows elongated forelimbs and a skull with what appears to be a rigid facial plate, possibly exposed bone or a hardened biological growth. Despite its emaciated structure, the creature accelerates with terrifying speed, moving like a collapsed pickup truck suddenly launched forward. Researchers note similarities to historical chupacabra descriptions, bone-thin predators appearing briefly, draining livestock, then disappearing before dawn. If this thing can run like that while starving, what happens when it feeds properly? A grainy black and white photograph resurfaces, allegedly taken during early behavioral studies. The image shows children surrounding a horned, multi-limbed entity inside what looks like a cheerful playroom. The contrast is deeply unsettling. A stretched neck twists outward unnaturally. 6 thin limbs flail in blurred motion. Pale eyes stare forward, empty, unblinking. Anatomical review suggests malformed fusion between primate flexibility and ungulate bone curvature. Cartilage horns protrude from a skull too light to support them. Its body appears fragile, scarecrow-thin, yet sways with unnatural elasticity, like a marionette pulled by invisible wires. Some historians draw parallels to early Dover demon reports, describing pale, thin-bodied entities observed long before digital manipulation existed. If this creature allowed itself to be handled, what behavior was being restrained, and by whom? Bodycam footage captures officers entering a brightly lit living room during a routine call, then stopping cold. Beneath a decorated Christmas tree, a green fur-covered humanoid is rifling through wrapped gifts. A shaggy figure jerks upright suddenly. Long fingers curl inward with reflexive speed. Yellow eyes widen under direct flashlight beam. Frame analysis shows abnormal limb proportions beneath the fur and a spinal curvature inconsistent with human anatomy. Specialists suggest the fur may not be a costume at all, but a biological layer in transition, possibly shedding. Its movement is erratic yet deliberate, hunched like a collapsed sofa, but shifting with the smooth precision of a forest predator. The most disturbing detail, it appeared to understand the ritual it was imitating. If it can copy human behavior this well, what else has it already learned to blend in? A flashlight sweeps along the side of an abandoned shed and freezes. Pressed against the wall is a pale, muscular creature crouched impossibly low, limbs spread like a predator preparing to launch. A skeletal grin twitches sideways. Veins pulse beneath gray, stretched skin. Red reflective eyes track the beam precisely. Medical analysts note extreme ligament overstretching paired with advanced bone thinning, producing a body that looks fragile, yet moves with terrifying speed. Its spine arches unnaturally, hunched like a broken streetlight, but it pivots with the precision of an ambush cat. Reports tied to similar sightings mention unstable cellular regeneration, often associated with failed experimental biomodification rather than natural disease. The most unsettling detail: it wasn't hiding, it was waiting. If it clings to walls now, how long before rooftops become its hunting ground? Bodycam footage erupts into chaos as an officer bolts from a porch, followed by something impossibly small. A doll-sized humanoid sprints after him, steps stiff yet unnervingly fast under flashing patrol lights. A tiny figure jerks forward aggressively. Smooth plastic-like limbs swing in rigid arcs. Bead black eyes stare upward without fear. Behavioral specialists argue this is no toy. The joint rotation exceeds standard manufacturing limits, and its movement pattern shows autonomous target tracking. The body appears dense, weighted, as if packed with internal components instead of organs. Its proportions mimic a child, but nothing else does. The officer never fired. He just ran. If something that small can pursue an armed adult, what stops it from slipping silently into homes at night? The footage opens in a stagnant marsh where reeds barely move until something massive shifts on a half-submerged log. A humanoid figure rises slowly, its back armored with a cracked turtle-like shell that glistens with swamp water. A hunched green torso snaps upward, caught on camera. Webbed fingers clamp down hard on wet wood. Yellow reflective eyes lock onto the lens. Biologists reviewing the clip suggest an amphibious skeletal restructuring combined with hardened dorsal plating, possibly caused by prolonged chemical contamination or parasitic mutation. Its posture is squat and compressed, like a collapsed tire, yet its sudden lunges show explosive strength across slick terrain. Audio captures a distorted growl, metallic and breathy, hinting at dual vocal chambers vibrating simultaneously. If it defends shallow water this fiercely, what dominates the deeper regions humans never enter? Street surveillance footage reveals multiple blue-skinned figures standing among a crowd, nearly motionless as police lights sweep past. A bulbous head tilts forward. 4 elongated fingers flex slowly. Obsidian eyes track movement in unison. Still frame analysis shows smooth, featureless skin with ceramic-like light reflection and limbs too thin for organic load-bearing. The figures barely move, yet their head tilts and finger motions occur in subtle synchronization, like insects sharing a single nervous system. No one nearby reacts. No one notices. They blend perfectly by doing almost nothing. If this many can stand openly in public without drawing attention, how many more are already embedded in crowds, waiting for something we can't see yet? On a deserted highway at night, patrol lights illuminate something towering in the road. A giraffe-like creature steps forward hesitantly, as if confused by asphalt and flashing sirens. Long legs wobble under their own weight. A stretched neck sweeps the air in wide arcs. Dark eyes blink slowly, unafraid. Though outwardly resembling a giraffe, its anatomy is subtly wrong. Legs too thin for its mass. Vertebrae misaligned, joints shifting as if poorly anchored. Veterinarians reviewing the footage suggest either illegal hybrid breeding or engineered modification with catastrophic structural instability. Despite its awkward movement, the creature retains immense power. One panicked kick could crush a vehicle. Its presence raises a chilling question. If this wandered so far from containment, how many others failed to stop on the road at all? An officer's body cam trembles inside a gas station as a brightly colored clown hovers inches above the floor. Balloons tug upward, but not nearly enough to explain the suspension. Oversized shoes dangle freely. Painted lips hold a frozen grin. Pupils twitch rapidly under white makeup. Investigators suspect either a concealed exoskeletal support or a biological anomaly reducing body density. The figure's posture remains rigid, yet it sways with deliberate rhythm, like a marionette guided by invisible tension. Bone structure appears hollow in X-ray stills pulled from the footage, similar to avian anatomy but scaled to human size. It doesn't speak, it doesn't descend. The officer backs away slowly. If it can float without effort at ground level, what prevents it from rising beyond reach, where no one can stop it? The flashlight beam sweeps upward and stops. Clinging to the ceiling is a human-shaped figure, inverted, limbs bent backward as if gravity has lost authority. A pale torso crawls overhead. Elongated fingers spread across plaster. Black eyes rotate independently. Forensic specialists theorize extreme ligament restructuring paired with altered blood flow regulation, allowing prolonged inverted movement without disorientation. The spine flexes like a tensioned cable, while hands and feet display adhesive grip strength beyond human capability. No scraping, no sound. It follows from above, patient, silent. This is not escape behavior. It is positioning. If it hunts from ceilings instead of floors, what happens when it finally lets go and drops? Dashcam footage captures an enormous hippo strolling calmly down a highway lane as if asphalt were shallow water. Patrol lights wash over skin that ripples with unnatural elasticity. Massive bulk sways left to right. Thick legs strike pavement in heavy cadence. Gray eyes roll back once, unfocused. Veterinary analysis reveals warped proportions. Joints rotating wider than standard hippo anatomy. Skin stretching like heated rubber. The creature's weight should crack pavement. Yet its movement appears strangely buoyant, almost floating despite immense mass. Officers report vibrations felt through their vehicles as it passes. There is no nearby water source, no zoo escape reported. If something this large migrates freely through urban roads, what unseen environment is it moving toward, and what else is following behind it? A routine traffic stop turns icy when an officer's camera frames a pale woman seated behind the wheel, completely still, eyes sunken and fixed forward. Her head tilts a fraction, caught on camera. Pupils shimmer without blinking. A trembling license slips from her rigid fingers. Forensic analysts note neck tendons locked in a posture consistent with postmortem stiffness, yet her pupils respond to light and shallow breathing spasms ripple through her chest. The contradiction suggests parasitic neuromuscular control, or a mimic organism, animating a biological shell long past natural function. Her body slumps like a discarded mannequin, but when she moves, it's deliberate, delayed, measured, wrong. Officers hesitate, unsure whether to treat this as a medical emergency or a containment threat. If something like this can sit calmly behind the wheel, obey traffic laws, and wait to be stopped, how many others are already driving beside us? The helmet cam shakes violently as the ground itself splits open beneath a remote desert excavation. Sand collapses inward, then erupts, revealing a grotesque, multi-limbed entity, forcing its way up through a rusted underground hatch that was never supposed to be opened again. A swollen, fur-matted mass surges upward, caught on camera. Jagged limbs tear through sand in erratic bursts. Unnatural green eyes snap toward the lens with sudden awareness. Frame-by-frame analysis suggests a disturbing fusion. Primate muscle density combined with arachnid-style joint articulation, mismatched limb lengths, and tubular ridges resembling degraded exoskeleton plating. Whether engineered or warped by prolonged exposure underground, the creature moves like a wrecked vehicle suddenly given life, hunched, unstable, yet capable of explosive acceleration across loose terrain. If something like this was sealed beneath the desert, what else was buried nearby for a reason? Inside a brightly lit gym, panic erupts as officers attempt to restrain a person whose body begins to violently reassemble itself. A spine bends sideways, caught on camera. Shoulder blades punch outward beneath skin. Eyes flick backward in frantic, inhuman rhythm. Medical reviewers describe catastrophic muscular dislocation combined with cartilage that bends instead of breaks, allowing joints to fold into angles no human anatomy should survive. The body moves like unset gelatin, unstable, collapsing, yet releases sudden bursts of terrifying strength, as if a second skeletal structure is forming underneath the first. Vertebrae appear to slide, not snap, rearranging mid-struggle. Trainers scream. Officers lose grip. This is not injury, it's transition. If this transformation can ignite spontaneously under stress, what triggers it, and how many people are already changing without anyone noticing? A doorbell camera captures an elderly figure leaning too close, filling the frame with a grin stretched far beyond natural limits. A thin jaw snaps open, caught on camera. Cheeks twitch like loose fabric. Amber eyes flash under infrared light. Biological specialists point to accelerated cranial shrinkage and extreme facial muscle tension, creating a permanent grin that resembles rigor mortis rather than expression. The skin looks papery, uneven, almost molted, while the eyes reflect light like a nocturnal predator's. Despite the appearance of age, the posture is steady, controlled, waiting. The figure doesn't knock. It doesn't speak. It just smiles. If this is how it presents itself when the camera is watching, what expression does it wear when no lens is recording? Behind a dumpster, an officer's body cam locks onto a small gray figure clutching a half-eaten sandwich. It looks up slowly, unafraid. A narrow neck rotates without sound. Thin fingers tighten around food. Black, liquid eyes widen deliberately. Experts suggest reduced muscle mass paired with expanded cranial capacity, creating a lightweight body with fine motor control. It moves only when necessary, conserving energy, displaying behavior that looks learned rather than instinctual. The way it grips food, pauses, and watches suggests awareness, evaluation. This isn't scavenging, it's observation during feeding. Officers freeze, unsure whether to approach or retreat. If it understands food, timing, and human presence, how long before it understands language and intent? A porch camera captures a hairless, elongated figure crouched low on a suburban sidewalk, limbs folded at impossible angles. A skeletal frame unfolds slightly. Knobby joints rotate backward. Black eyes lift toward the house. Investigators note extreme tendon elasticity and warped vertebral curvature, producing a body hunched like a collapsed chair, yet balanced with predatory readiness. It doesn't rush. It doesn't hide. It waits, motionless except for slow head turns tracking interior light through windows. This is not wandering behavior. It's positioning. Homeowners report no sound, no approach, just presence. If it chooses to wait at the threshold instead of fleeing, what signal is it waiting for before moving closer? Two patrol flashlights converge on a thin, hairless figure standing motionless in a forest clearing. It does not flee. It does not react. It simply watches. A narrow torso shifts almost imperceptibly. Elongated fingers curl slowly downward. Black eyes absorb light instead of reflecting it. Biological assessment points to disproportionate limb length, near frictionless skin texture, and recessed musculature, suggesting adaptation for silent movement and rapid directional change. Though it stands upright like a fragile statue, its center of gravity indicates readiness for explosive motion. Investigators note similarities to skinwalker accounts, entities that observe before acting, learning patterns rather than reacting emotionally. If it chose not to move this time, what does it need to learn before it finally does? These recordings were never meant to calm you. They weren't meant to entertain. They exist like cracks in reality, brief moments where something slipped through, was captured, and then quickly buried. Across police body cams, security feeds, and forgotten footage, one truth keeps repeating. We are not always alone, and we are not always the ones in control. Some of these entities watched, some waited, some learned. Whether they are mutations, experiments, or something far older, the fear doesn't come from what we see. It comes from how quietly they exist among us. And the most disturbing thought of all? None of this feels accidental. Someone knew. Someone responded. Someone cleaned up. If these clips unsettled you, trust your instincts and don't look away. Before we dive even deeper into what's been hidden, like the video, comment your theory, and subscribe to Mystery Footage Uncovered, because the next truth might be even harder to ignore.